Well, welcome back. Let me come back to you, Olamide, to get a perspective of how we can go past some of the challenges that we might face in the course of deploying technologies for the conduct of elections in Nigeria.
We have a long way to go. You asked if you could, okay, you are from Adamawa and you want to vote from Lagos, but Nigeria has a big issue with data. We don't have a data bank. We don't even know how many people, we don't even know our accurate population. We're just guessing over 160 million today, over 170 million. And every day we're doing biometric data, biometric registration for this. So we need to put this data together. And Nigeria is a data center. We don't have that. INEC doesn't. I'm sure that by the next election, those who registered or I didn't get my PVC last time. I don't know if I would ever get one. I'm sure that those who want to re-register in Edo and Ondo State would still need to, those who would vote in Edo and Ondo State would still need to re-register. Some will still need to re-register to get their PVCs and all that. So a lot of logistics flop from INEC, and most importantly, data gathering. And it's not just enough for INEC to gather data. There has to also be data protection laws.
In the modern day election, in the modern day country now, because if we can use technology, we'll find that a lot of things we do with manpower will stop doing them. We can conduct this election in the next 24 hours and we'll begin to collect our results everywhere. So, but one of the problems we have in this country is that we don't start from the root. We just come and jump into issues and without knowing the normal basis. And this is really affecting us. And one of the problems we are facing now is the national identity registration with your ID card stuff. I mean, not everybody have a national ID card, and that is why this is really affecting us, because we don't have a complete database of every Nigerian, and this is what we are lacking seriously. If we can get a very good database and every Nigerian has an ID card with a chip, I think this will go a long way, and this will make things a bit more easier for every Nigerian to come out and vote and cast his or her vote.
This is not INEC's responsibility head on in terms of passing these laws. It also has to do with the National Assembly. And as much as there's engagement with INEC, when the public to INEC, civil society organizations, INEC, it also has to be the same thing with the National Assembly as well, because people tend to forget that it's a law that has to be passed. Right now, e-voting is prohibited by law. So no matter what INEC tries to do, it's not just a decision that they can make by themselves. I mean, we saw the hassle when it came to deploying card readers for the elections, and this was just mainly for accreditation purposes, not even voting at all. And you could see the conversation and the debates that we just had around deploying card readers for accreditation purposes alone. So you can imagine when you decide to start having that conversation about e-voting as well. So I think people really need to look at the National Assembly to make sure that we have all the steps in place to make for the laws, the diaspora laws for people in other countries be able to vote, and also incorporating e-vote into our electoral system. So it's not just only looking at INEC, we have to look at the National Assembly and INEC as well.
I agree with the fact that legislation has to be very thorough. Like as we can see, even from the judgments from Supreme Court that tribunals that we have heard and seen so far, there has been little recognition for the card readers. Do you understand? Most of the courts didn't see them as they are not. They are not in the Nigerian constitution, and there are no laws guiding the use of card readers. So right now, INEC might just still be test running according to the courts of law. INEC needs to get stakeholders together from different agencies, and something about these government agencies that they all want to be the first to do this, so they don't want to collaborate. So you need more collaboration for NIMC, from CBN to INEC. Everyone needs to come together and stop getting and buying biometric equipment up and down. So we need to gather good data, and then we need data privacy laws, and legislation from National Assembly is also very key. Unfortunately, the group of the legislators we have now are not so encouraging, and we haven't seen the change from them. So we're hoping that they will enact good laws for this.
The card reader issue and the card reader stuff and that just happened was, I would just call it a test run for these elections. But I think they should go back to the drawing board. Get every Nigerian, let every Nigerian have his or her own national identity card with a chip attached to it. I mean, this will also help, and this will boost the image of Nigeria, both international and local. You know, everybody can come out use it with the use of technology, with the use of the card reader, and the kind of card reader they are bringing to us. It's very, very unfortunate that the companies that brought these card readers, we are not asking them for a refund for those card readers that are not working. It's so unfortunate that we just allow everything to go, and the money that has been spent on that, is for me, it's totally a disgrace and embarrassing. But let me say, this is a test run for us. But technology has a long way to go for a country like Nigeria. If we can get the primary things, like getting every Nigerian with a national identity card with a chip, this will help also. This will help also to curtail the issue of, people losing their card reader, or instead of using the card reader, you use your ID card, your national ID card will come in place. Will come in place of the card reader, so that you can be able to cast your vote electronically, where when you thumbprint, you will not be able to thumbprint again. Once you thumbprint and your data and your fingerprint is taken, and from your national ID card is transferred and is transmitted to the database, I think this will help. This will go a long way, and results will be collected immediately. The manipulation of results, writing of results, you will totally eliminate all those fraudulent activities that normally happen, ballot box snatching and all that. All these things will end overnight. So I believe technology is the key that we all have to pay into it.
If you want to be able to deploy technology in elections successfully in Nigeria, you have to also start locally, educating the people about this election and what this technology is going to be, how it's going to aid in making the conduct of the elections better, and how it will be deployed, and have to make it as transparent as possible. So I think those are the kind of things that have to be looked at before we even talk about deploying any kind of technology for elections at all.
All right, guys, once again, thanks for coming on the program, but that's where we have to leave the conversation for now. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be getting much more analysis on this topic. Please stay with us.